Trump sucks.
Did y'all just see recently what Obama just said to the Democrats? He told them to toughen up.
That's the underlying, thought of everything the Democrats do. Trump sucks.
With much due respect to you both, I believe you are pointing the finger at the wrong person when you say Democrats.
And when that happens, we fight.
Grace and peace, everybody. Growing up, I had an uncle. I don't really know if he was an uncle. He was a family friend of my mom's and dad's, and so we just called him Uncle. And I won't say his full name, but he was one of those people that never messed with certain people. You say, "Oh, Uncle, this and that. This person is a really good singer, or this is a really good movie." He would always be like, "No, I don't like that. I don't mess with that." It would always be the case. You would never hear him say. He would never be excited about anybody, even if somebody he eventually did say, "Yeah, they're kind of cool." That was it. It was very low energy, if you will. And what I found out is a lot of the time when he was like not really messing with somebody, there was a good reason why. And I'm pretty sure, I believe he's passed on, but I'm pretty sure he would have been the exact same way about Obama. Even though we grew up in Illinois, Illinois was Obama country. I'm pretty sure he'd have been like the exact same way about Obama. Like, I don't know about him. I don't mess with him. I could hear him saying that in my mind. And I never thought Obama was cool. I didn't vote for him. I didn't support many of his policies. I was not enamored with him. I wasn't doing black love and all that kind of stuff like that. I acknowledge you're raising a family, you're married. I acknowledge those things. I respect the fact that you're the president, but I just never was sold that Obama was some paragon of something, of masculinity, of what they call them, swag or smooth. None of that. I never believed that. I never believed that. And I think I'm being vindicated. Watch this.
President Barack Obama issuing, well, frankly, a blunt message to Democrats. Toughen up at a private fundraiser in New Jersey. The former president issuing a call to action, telling Democrats frustrated with leadership under President Trump to stand up, saying what's required is, quote, a little bit less navel gazing and a little less whining and being in fetal positions. What's needed now is courage.
But on every given moment, and a lot of people have been talking about it, Obama has demonstrated no toughness, no courage, fetal position type of behavior. You're giving fetal position vibes, my guy. No, go somewhere and sit down. Look, it's funny. Listen to what he says next. Look at this.
Obama going on to chide voters, saying, quote, stop looking for the Messiah. You have great candidates running races right now. Support those candidates. But warning those candidates, they need to deliver for people. Saying, you want to deliver for people and make their lives better? You got to figure out how to do it.
Did y'all just see recently what Obama just said to the Democrats? He told them to toughen up. When Obama recently told the Democrats to toughen up, he wasn't being casual. That was a straight warning shot to the party. Basically saying, because I know he can't say it, y'all need to get your shit together quick. I know he can't say that. So he's basically saying, stop the petting and fighting, stop overthinking and overcomplicating. Stop acting soft, scared, and disorganized when the stakes are high as hell. He said, quote, don't say that you care deeply about free speech and then all of a sudden you're quiet. Stop looking for the quick fix. Stop looking for the Messiah. You have great candidates running for races right now. Support those candidates, end of quote. Or, because I know he can't say it, I'll say what he really can't say. Quit your damn drama, handle your damn business, look sharp, act like you want to win, or get the fuck out of the way. I know Obama don't use vulgar language. Y'all know Obama is studious and has sophistication. He can't just come out and use vulgar language like that. So, but don't worry, Mr. President, I got your back. You see, it's a mix of frustration and love that he's trying to convey to the Democrats.
So we were talking about what Democrats needed to do, and President Obama had a blunt message for Democrats at a private fundraiser in New Jersey over the weekend. Toughen up, he says. Democrats need to speak out more forcefully against you-know-who, that they should stop looking for a Messiah, and it's going to require less navel gazing and a little less whining. Now, billionaire Mark Cuban also took aim at political messaging on the left. Take a look.
We picked the wrong pressure points. It's just Trump sucks. That's the underlying, thought of everything the Democrats do. Trump sucks. Trump says, the sky is blue. Trump sucks. You can't, that's not the way to win. It's just not, because it's not about Trump. It's about the people of the United States of America and what's good for them. And how do you get them to a place where they're in a better position?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let me remind everybody who was out in the front lines marching when we had the giant marches that went on. It was the people. The people went out. They were not navel gazing. It was older people who were saying, why are you touching my Social Security? It was not people whining. It was about people saying, why are you taking these rights from my child when my child was born here? This has not been about Democrats laying back. This has been about y'all. This has been about y'all because their messaging was always the same. Democrats have been angry at what this man tried to do the last time. They've been angry this time. So with much due respect to you both, I believe you are pointing the finger at the wrong person when you say Democrats.
Are you delineating between voters and elected officials?
Yes, I am.
You're saying that, because I agree, voters are very impassioned.
Voters, and when you say Democrats, he's talking to us saying our messaging is bad. And I'm saying, no, our messaging has not been bad because people have been out. People have been cranky.
I agree with you. I was in one of those protests, and I saw little children. I saw older people. I saw people in wheelchairs. I saw all sorts of people gathering together and protesting, despite the fact that we are living in a country where there is retribution. There is retribution if you post. There is retribution. There's a lot of fear. And I do think that there are things that are working. I agree with Obama that we people can't wait for a Messiah, and people aren't waiting for a Messiah. People are taking it on their, on their own. Listen.
What happens when the other side has repeatedly and abundantly made clear they are not interested in playing by the rules? And when that happens, we fight. In those circumstances, a line has been crossed, and we have to stand firm and speak out and organize and mobilize as forcefully as we can.
There's a huge disconnect in the Democrat Party, and I'll speak directly about Barack Obama and men. Barack Obama really thinks that I think he feels like he's the Cliff Huxtable of this day and age. Like he can just talk to men and talk to us, and then we'll just fall lockstep like Theo and Cockroach on the Cosby Show. Whereas in all honesty, nobody cares what Obama's talking about. No men care what Obama's talking about. They really don't. Obama doesn't speak for us, to us, or about us, really. He really doesn't. So when he goes on these rants and talks, this foolishness, this jibber jabber, nobody's going to fall lockstep. And you saw this actually when he was chastising men about not voting for Kamala. And remember, he's like, well, better be glad I don't have to get my wife up here, Michelle, because she said, fool, nobody cares what you or your husband's going to say. Nobody cares. Nobody's listening to you like that. And the problem is Democrats believe that their policies are right, and they're not willing to be honest with themselves and say, what we're pushing is not right for our people. Our people don't want this. If they wanted it, you wouldn't be on the losing end of this discussion. If the American people wanted what Democrats were pushing, fill in the blank, whatever they're pushing, whatever their platform is. Earlier during the election, we looked at Kamala's platform and said everything that they support is contrary to traditional American values, and even more succinctly, traditional Christian values. Everything that Kamala came out the gate talking about. So when you're pushing an agenda, Obama, when you're pushing an agenda, Democrat Party, that runs afoul to what most people want. Don't be surprised you're going to lose people's interest. And then when you demasculate men, you demonstrate that you have true vitriolic hatred toward men. Hey, guess what? They're not gonna vote for you. It really is that simple.
Been abundantly clear for the entirety of the year of our Lord 2025 that Democrats do not have a leader. And I say that with all due respect to Hakeem Jeffries and to Chuck Schumer, but they have not risen up and met the moment. It's also very clear that established Democrats did not want it to be Kamala Harris, as they undermined her during the campaign, as they have also undermined Joe Biden after his presidency. And so it was up to the last actual leader in the Democratic Party to step up and say something. And I'm so glad that my black president stepped up and said something and took his black job. Because President Obama made some remarks during a DNC fundraiser in New Jersey and made it abundantly clear that everyone should not be capitulating to this absolute baby, this toddler, this wannabe king, this imbecile, this idiot who's occupying the White House right now. And he's in essence saying, y'all gotta stop laying around in the fetal position and acting like we lost and start fighting. Like, I don't.
You did lose, and you've lost handily. I'm sorry, there's not acting like you lost. No, you actually did lose.
Don't know what's going on, because if I'm Obama, I'm like, y'all were fighting me. When I was president, you had no problem saying stuff to me. But for some reason, now that Trump is president, no one wants to say anything. You're doing that in the airport is hilarious.
Who is not saying anything to Trump? Literally, you had cities burning in riots. I'm sorry, you had a whole stupid day. What was it? No King's Day. Am I to believe that nobody said anything to him? Sir, be quiet.
He goes on to explain that he's not surprised that Trump is being Trump. Of course, Trump is being Trump. It's who he's always been. He's not surprised that Republicans are backing him. That's who they are. They have lifted all the guardrails. What I have been surprised by is the degree to which I've seen people who, when I was president, or progressives, liberals, stood for all kinds of stuff, who seem like they've kind of cowered, intimidated, shrinking away from asserting what they believe.
Wait, hold on. Am I to believe that Democrats, liberals are not proud that they want little boys to be girls and girls to be boys? That they want to completely do away with the nuclear family? Am I to believe that they're not willing to do that? Man, get out of here. Obama just saying stuff and y'all buying it. He was never cool, y'all. He was never cool.
Or at least what they say they believe. He goes on to call out specifically universities and law firms who are preemptively shrinking to Trump. I would say the same thing for media companies. Like, everyone's acting like this man has unlimited power, but he doesn't. And I'm so glad that somebody finally stood up and said, when we take back the power, then we find hope to move forward.
That was silly. All right. I think Whoopi is confused about Mark and Barack both said. I don't think either of them is blaming the people. I don't think so either. Whoopi Goldberg is just an angry woman, and she just doesn't make sense a lot of the time. I don't think she understood that either. That's a great point. Let me move myself out of the way. All right, let's go. What policy does the Democratic Party actually have? Can we ask that question? Is that a reasonable question? What is the policy that they have? That's a great question. Toughen up. They're already calling for violence and doing it. Jasmine Crockett stepped up and they did not want her. Right. Nobody wants Jasmine Crockett. Truth be told, Jasmine Crockett don't want Jasmine Crockett. She don't even know who she is. Why would you want, what do you want Jasmine Crockett to do? If you want Jasmine Crockett, down in the comments, let me know. That's just a silly one, man. But Barack Obama, nobody is listening to you. And I'm going to go on a limb and say this is probably true for most of the Democratic Party. That nobody's listening to them. Nobody thinks that they have solutions that are really beneficial for America. And not just one side of America, but for America. I don't think they are. And nobody's listening to them. So Obama, your shelf time, Your 15 minutes of fame are over, my guy. Get out of here. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for supporting and rocking with us. We're looking forward to celebrating 50,000 subscribers real soon. So until then, grace and peace. Take care.